The man loaded bullets into a plastic handgun. Then he tightened the bolt, pulled the safety, and chambered around. After that, he went to the outskirts to test the gun. He raised the gun and aimed at a toy boat in the distance. With a gunshot, the boat was blown to pieces. He intended to use this handgun to assassinate the president. Because this plastic gun could be disassembled and hidden on his body, its plastic components could bypass metal detectors, making it easy to get through security checks. However, the spring and bullets in the gun were made of metal, so the man hid the spring inside a specially made pen. Then he unscrewed the cap of a keychain and took out 2 bullets from a small compartment in the case, hiding them in a concealed layer of the keychain. Since the man was a notorious assassin, the police already had a sketch of him. To sneak into the building, he had to change his appearance, so he wore a fake nose, put on a wig, altered his facial features, and wore glasses. The man disguised himself as a wealthy businessman, then calmly carried his gear and headed to the banquet. When passing through the security checkpoint, he deliberately placed the pen and keys on the table. The security staff saw they were ordinary items and didn't suspect anything. The man passed through security without issue, and then retrieved the pen and keys from the table. Just like that, he successfully infiltrated the building. By this time, the president had already arrived at the venue. The man prepared to take action. He quietly began assembling the plastic gun under the table. Then he opened the pen, pulled out the spring hidden inside, and inserted it into the gun barrel. Next, he unscrewed the keychain and poured out the 2 bullets hidden inside. At that moment, the president was less than 5 meters away. Seeing his chance, he stood up and aimed the plastic gun at the president. Just as he was about to fire, he was unexpectedly spotted by the police. An officer leapt in and blocked the bullet. Security quickly responded and escorted the president to safety. The man, furious at his failed assassination attempt, took the officer who had foiled his plan hostage and quickly entered an elevator, planning to escape the building. The FBI deployed snipers who locked onto the elevator. The man quickly smashed the light inside the elevator, plunging it into darkness. The snipers lost visibility inside. The officer crouched down and deliberately created distance between himself and the man. Then he pretended to talk to the man, but was actually using coded language through his radio to instruct the snipers to fire at the upper half of the elevator. Following the officer's signal, the snipers simultaneously fired blind shots.